Welcome, people. Welcome. I'm excited today. Zidane Matthew Show. Remember, tell your friends, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share the videos. Christopher Zidane Matthews. I'm excited. You know why I'm excited? I'm a very harsh critic. I don't hold back. And I'm biased when I'm doing analysis on anything at all. I'm very objective, people. What I say is not because I'm biased. It's because that's what I believe. And people are going to disagree with views that you have on various issues. It's not whether people disagree with you or not that determines if you are being objective. It's whether if you're making a point because that's what you believe. So, if me believe, say a man not good at playing the sport, I'm going to say it. That's how I am. I take a lot of flack on radio for quote unquote disrespecting my own. Because, for example, growing up, I heard a lot about Walter Boyd. Saw him, rated him. But when I started to see other players from outside Jamaica on a regular basis, I realized that Walter Boyd was an ordinary footballer. In the context of Jamaican football, he was very, very good, brilliant, because his type of talent in Jamaica, especially when he played, and before him, rare. So in the context of Jamaican football, Walter Boyd was brilliant. But if you start to go to the Americans, the Mexicans, the Europeans, if you're talking about a footballer in generally, Walter Boyd was just an ordinary footballer. And I've said that. And the Jamaican people who were big fans of Walter Boyd when he played, then cussed me out on the radio. So me no hold back in my analysis, people. Me talk the truth. Now I'm very excited today because I'm listening to a football game. I was listening to a football game. And they are talking up this player. He plays for Campion in the Manning Cup. Kai Miles. That's the name. And somebody might say, what is Zidane talking about? He's going to use other people's opinion. No. I saw him before. I saw him in a game at the start of the season. And I was saying to myself, the team itself, Campion, was known to be beaten and battered in schoolboy football in the last 2-3 decades. They were moving the ball around nicely. So I'm saying, nice, look, a solid team, but I'm getting to understand that the team are a bunch of babies for the most part. Then we understand that they're attached to the Kingston academy. So it's an academy. A lot of the players who play for Campion are a part of the academy. So they are getting regular, proper training. And that's the way to go. You have to train often to improve and do the right things. Good coaching. And once they're involved in an academy setting and the coach is reasonably good, then you expect the players to be ahead of the general players in Jamaica. So while they are young, they are still good. They're not going to win the Manning Cup. I don't think so. I don't think they are old enough. They are good enough in terms of ability, but it's difficult now when you're 15, 14, 16 to compete against 19 and 18 year olds who are maybe on par with you or slightly lower than you in terms of talent. The strength and the physicality is going to be too much, and the experience. But Kai Miles, commentators on radio talking him up. And I saw him. And I was thinking when I was singing the first day that I saw him that a nice little 17-year-old player. Good player. Because I thought he was 17. So I'm saying good 17-year-old Jamaican Manning Cup player. But then I was talking to the coach. And I heard it, but I had to confirm. Because when I heard he was 14 initially, I'm saying this must be a mistake. So now I confirmed it. I spoke to the coach recently, and the coach said, he's 14 years old. And I'm looking at his size, the space that he takes up on the field, his technical ability, his movements. And I'm saying, this is not quite right. There's no way. Because in the game that I saw him, he scored 2 fantastic goals. But his overall play wasn't fantastic doing it. It was good. Because he was getting the balls consistently. Because obviously I said Campion, they play nice football, but they're a young team. But 14 years old, and you constantly look that good against 19 and 18-year-olds. The intelligent space that he picks up, the runs that he makes, his ability to finish and finish so brilliantly. This is a prodigy Jamaica in Jamaica. I'm going to put my head on the block and say, if he's guided properly, if he continues to develop, if he focuses solely on football, Kai Miles will be the next big thing out of Jamaica. 14 years old, performing this consistently good against older people in Jamaica is rare. It's rare. And again, it's not like he's in a team which is a big side, and then he's an elite 14-year-old, and because usually they do that, Usually coaches do that, If they have a big side and them see a prodigy, they're going to make him be a part of the squad. So it is easy now to play with an experienced squad, a lot of big, what we call in Jamaica, big footballers. You don't have to depend on him too much. So they give him some runs, they give him some game time. So you get to see more in terms of plays in the game. But this lad that I'm talking about is dependent on to be the star force for Campion, who is now in the second round. I'm saying to you people, this is no joke. The kid has talent. A lot of Jamaican young footballers, they understand how to dribble and run and kick and shoot at them thing. I'm talking about his tactical awareness. Where you must be when the ball is in a particular area. He's there. When to come deep, when to move in behind. He has it. And as I said before, people, when he gets the opportunity, he finishes like a 19-year-old who has been playing in Manning Cup and is a top Manning Cup player for years. I'm very excited about this youngster. And I'm very confident that if he's guided properly, he will be one for the future. If this youth don't make it out of Jamaica as a top footballer to at least be a championship player, I will be very disappointed. And I think if the right people gets him, he's around the right people, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. Remember the name, people. Kai Miles. Very excited about this youngster. He looks like the real deal. Hopefully, he's guided properly and concentrate. It's rare. People make a whole lot of money to football. And I know he attends Campion, so it's likely that he's very bright. And sometimes when they are very bright and they have options, they might not think about the football as serious as somebody else who's not as bright and probably think that football is the way out. So he has to focus. He has to get somebody around to say, listen, you can be the next Leon Bailey or even better. I never saw Leon Bailey at 13 and 14. But this youth, I've seen a lot of Manning Cup players, a lot of DaCosta Cup players. I watch minor league and all of that. I've never seen a player this tactically good at 14 years old. The technical skills are there. The finishing ability is there. He kicks the ball. But his tactical ability at 14 and playing against 19-year-olds is not normal, people. Look out for him. Kai Miles. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out.